Hello, Internet. I'm Insane Lane as well as a Canadian girl. And I really thought I had my background fixed. I made it bigger. And it's still glitching. And I'm working on it. Really need to find another background, but I like this one. But today we have another body cam video. Negligent mother learning a lesson the hard way. I only watched the first few seconds. I'm going to preface this by saying right now, parents being irresponsible ticks me off. So, you've been warned for the level of ire at this one.
So essentially, at any moment, anybody could have got in the car and drove off with a brand new car and a child.
They could have.
On May 3rd, 2021, officers were dispatched to the parking lot of a Publix grocery store, following reports of a child being left unattended in a vehicle
Okay, we don't
for
have
an extended
Publix
period.
here, but I know it's grocery store at least.
Okay.
Yeah, the kid you left alone in the
She
car.
was crying whenever I came out. She's
Really?
I just wanted to ask to make sure.
Yeah, she's okay. I know she's
Uh-huh.
fine.
All right. Would you mind? Hey,
I mean,
Can you give me a second, please?
I did check on her.
would you mind just sitting by my car?
Yes. I just would prefer to keep her in there because of the air conditioning.
That's fine. That makes sense. That's why I just wanted to make sure before I talk to everybody. Okay. Hi there.
Okay, so
I
it looks
just
like we
want
have
everybody to
baby
hear each
left
other,
alone
that's
in
all.
the car.
No, you can come here.
Don't leave your
Emma-
baby
Emma's
in
the
the
best.
car. For flip's
no, I wish I
sakes.
could take, but I'm sorry, sweetheart, I can't.
No.
So what happened? So
The
what'd you
kids
see?
all bring him an M&M. Aw, sweetheart.
I took notice of the car. I went in, I did my shopping, I came back out, and when I was coming this way, I noticed there was movement in the car, and I was looking, and I'm like, there's a baby in the car.
How
And
much
then
time had passed between?
I had gone in, done some shopping. My alarm went off at 4, I don't know, something like that. I was in there at least 15 minutes. She read a book, came back out, noticed the baby in the car, and then I tried to look in the car enough to see if there was anybody else in the car, and then I got the people from Publix over here. They went in and got their manager, and then their manager. So I mean, it's been a while.
How long do you
all this.
think?
At least 30 minutes.
Okay.
Since I got
30 minutes?
Okay.
Seriously?
All right.
I mean, you just cannot leave your baby in a car.
I understand the concern.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm not exactly sure where we are. I'm seeing a lot of palm trees, so I'm assuming we're somewhere in the south, maybe Florida. But this lady is hella right. I'm so glad. I think she's the one who must have called the police, or at least gotten the store security, and maybe they called the police. But props to this lady for saying, hey, there's a baby in the car, and it's been there for at least 30 minutes. Are you kidding me? Like, I'm sorry, but this person deserves to lose custody of the child. You cannot leave a baby in your flippin' car. I've seen way too many videos of this, and we all know every summer. What happens every summer? There's multiple, police tragedy, news tragedy stories of babies left in a hot car that die. And that's one version, but there's so many others. Don't leave your flippin' kid in the car.
You would get in more trouble with a dog. You don't leave them in the car.
You know,
either.
she's not
How's your
wrong
day
in
been,
some
sweetheart?
cases.
I
Going all right?
school.
Like in
Is school
some
good?
places, leaving a
Nice.
dog in the car is a bigger
Yeah, Mondays aren't
crime
very fun.
than your
You know,
child,
she
which
came
is
out, she was
weird.
all happy and excited, and
Like, I don't understand that. I
Yeah.
really
She's
don't.
like, do you do that at a bar too? Do you, do this often? I'm like, this is the
I
human
understand your
trafficking
concern.
area of the world. You don't leave your child in a car.
I understand your concern. All right.
But isn't it?
Okay, since you said that's like the
Yeah, there's very
kidnapping,
specific
human
statutes
trafficking area, I'm
West,
guessing
so
they're in Florida.
I'm still trying to figure everything out. Okay.
Okay, is
All right.
this lady
Who
being
was the,
maybe...
Publix
Somebody's gonna say, I know someone's gonna say in the comments, this lady's being overdramatic, saying, oh, the baby could have been trafficked. Is she being overdramatic? Probably. I hope to God she is. But does that kind of thing actually happen? Yes! Do babies get kidnapped out of flippin' cars or when they're left just unattended with no one around? Yes! How do you think that happens? Could somebody have come along and broken into the car and taken the car and the kid? And they're probably within an hour of some kind of port of a boat or a plane. and your kid could just be disappeared? Yes. Is that extreme? Yes. Does it happen? Yes. Yes, it happens. Kids go missing, especially babies. They go missing. They get taken. Do not leave your baby in a car.
Employee that helped you out.
The manager lady, not him.
Okay.
That's the other manager, but it was the blonde-haired manager lady.
Okay. All right, but
That's
you
the other
think
guy.
it was about 30
It sounds like
minutes
she's
before-
got grandkids with her.
You said the car was running during
The car
the
is
whole time?
running.
They sound adorable.
Okay.
But she's also drinking a bottle.
Yeah.
Baby's choke.
Right.
Nobody there to help
Well,
her.
it should have been left alone in the parking
No,
lot. Yeah.
not at all. But
All right.
This lady is me when she's saying, like, the baby could have choked on the bottle, someone could have taken it.
I could've
That's
taken your
me.
frustration.
You
Yeah.
just don't act like this.
Sorry? Yeah. I got your ID still. Do you have your ID with you?
You say add them to the car?
If you want to check on her, you don't have to stay by the car.
Oh, I can see the car now. Yeah, this has to be like,
To avoid arguments.
this has to be like somewhere Florida because
No,
the
you're fine.
green
But
on the
yeah, if you wanna
car.
check on her, that's fine. All right, I appreciate it. I've got some work to do, but in case I need a statement or something,
I like
from
this
you,
lady's
I'll
shirt.
reach out, okay?
okay, not a problem.
Thank you very much.
Not matter. She just got to know that she can't do that.
Yeah.
Bye.
I applaud this lady because she's like, the cop's like, okay, you can go. She's like, okay, you got my
Real quick,
number if you need me.
So how long do you think you were shopping for?
I wasn't even in there for.
And this
more than
lady's
5
not
minutes.
that young.
It really
She's
was
not like
that long. I watched her come out.
16-year-old
I literally watched her,
twitty-it.
come out, and then I ran in and I just got a handful of things. Like I
Okay.
was not in there that
For like
long.
5 minutes, like your best guess, you're thinking?
I'd like 5 to 7. Like not.
There's no way.
not
All right,
more
that's
than
what I'm
There's
just
no
trying to
way.
figure out.
Close to 10,
There's
I
no
would
way.
think.
Girl, you just said you got a handful of things. I count a handful as 3 to 5 or more. And like every item is going to take you 2 to 3 minutes to get. And that store looks huge. And then add the checkout time. No, you were not in there for 5 minutes. You were in there minimum a place that size. And if you got multiple things, you'd be doing really good to get in and out in like 20 minutes. Which is way too long to leave a child in the car. And we're told this is a child young enough that they're still drinking out of a bottle. So this is a child somewhere between like born and what, like 6 months? 6 months to a year? I don't have children, so I'm not exactly sure when they stop with the bottle. I know there's like a range there, but this is a very, very young child that we're talking about.
Like
Okay.
it was not that long. So
Alright.
that's why like I genuinely didn't think anything was gonna happen, but I also didn't know that it was against the law. So
Well,
You didn't know it was against the law to leave your child unattended in
it's
a
not
car.
that simple,
Yeah.
but there is statute against, obviously,
like in my head I'm like, okay, the car's on, AC's on, I know she's good, like so that's what I was thinking. I parked close to the store. I was trying to go as fast as possible.
listen, take a deep breath.
Okay, and why couldn't you
We'll
take the
cover all this
baby
a second.
in
Right
with
now, I'm
you?
just getting everybody's contact information.
Yeah.
But we can go over.
Like, why couldn't you just take them with you?
We'll go over what happened, what could have happened, and what
Because
should
you
have
were being
happened.
selfish. That's the reason. You were being selfish. You didn't want to deal with the hassle of your baby. So you figure I'll just leave them in the car and do my shopping. Much easier without having to tote a baby around. The problem is you're a mother, you dumbass bitch. It's your child. You're responsible for it. You don't get to leave it in the car or put it down or ignore it or abandon it when it's inconvenient, you dumb bitch. Like, this is the kind of person I want to see get arrested for negligence right now, because how fucking dare you? You have a child and you're going to treat it like that. You're going to be so flippin' irresponsible and goddamn reckless and just plain stupid. And then you want to stand there and make excuses about it? There's no excuse for what you did. None. And this lady doesn't get it. I can see on her stupid face. She doesn't get it. She has absolutely no comprehension of what could have happened. And she's one of those morons that I guarantee you, when told this could have happened, the answer is going to be, well, not to my baby. Well, not to me. Seriously, do you think the people that happens to wake up in the morning knowing that's going to happen and go out and let it happen anyway? Why are people so stupid?
Okay. I just sit tight. How's it going, guys? I'm doing okay.
I don't know how long the baby was in there or not. One of our associates was the one that called.
Okay.
But just FYI, she actually knows the girl and said
Okay.
that there's potentially a DCF case open already.
Wait, somebody knows her?
So that might be
Wait, what? And
If
what
you
is
had to
he
guess
holding?
What that had to do with? What do you think that was?
Oh, he's got like a change purse.
That it's most likely like her baby daddy's family is like coming out to get them, so she can't like post anything that has to do with the baby.
Okay.
You know,
All right.
She can't
So-
post anything?
We have cameras, so maybe we can give you a timeline. of
What?
all the
That would be helpful. Yeah, because I was given 2 very different times.
Okay, so
assistants
what?
in there right now,
I don't know why the
so we
time
have
matters.
that time
Yeah,
how long.
roughly.
I don't care if it's a
what
minute
time
or
she
an
left,
hour.
What time she came out? Yeah.
Absolutely.
You left your
That
child.
would be very helpful.
They were arguing, so I guess the associate called the.
But somebody
witness that
appears
said
to know
she was
her, I
calling our phone
guess.
Right now, she left
Yeah.
the baby in the car, so.
All right. Okay.
All
right, yeah.
Timeline real quick.
Okay,
guys. I
so
really appreciate
let's
it.
break down what I think we heard. I think that I guess one of the employees maybe knows her or knows something about her. She didn't seem to have a lot of details, or maybe wasn't willing to say. Fair play. But it seems that this mother may be already at the attention of Child Protective Services. That's what's called here. They said, I think they said DCFS. That's what's called in some parts of the states. It has different names in different places, but basically Child Protective Services, foster care agency, blah, blah, blah. Those places. Social service. That's the word I want. Social services for children, basically. And so something about the in-laws and she's not allowed to post pictures of the baby. I don't know. But it sounds like there's maybe more going on here. And this is, again, if she's already involved in some kind of like case with Child Protective Services in any way, what in the world is wrong with you that we would then risk exactly this happening, exactly this further escalation, further interaction with police and possibly social services by leaving your baby in a car? Like, I'm sorry, if the in-laws are like suspecting she's an unfit mother, she's only proven them right with this shit. Like, come on. Corrected, it was only 9 minutes, but that's no excuse.
Of the nature of this call.
That is
and the
absolutely no
potential for it to
excuse.
be criminal.
Okay.
I want to read you your rights before I ask you anything.
Oh, wow.
All right. Well, that's just how these things go. If there's any chance that a crime could have been committed, we can't. talk to
Okay,
you about it
I'm
unless
sorry.
we
The
read your
cop
rights,
needs to
okay?
be explaining better.
All right. All right. So you have the right to remain silent.
Okay, I'm sorry. The police officer, dude, you just went from like an A plus down to like an A minus B plus because you did not. And I understand they may be allowed a certain amount of latitude or amount of lying, which I don't approve of. But if a cop is reading you your rights, you are definitely under suspicion, if not under arrest, for a crime. So the only answer when somebody is reading you your rights is to say, call my lawyer and shut your mouth. This cop obviously, to me, is intending to arrest this woman. And I'm not saying he's wrong. He's 100% right to arrest her. She should be arrested for negligence and endangerment. Absolutely. However, he did not make it clear to her that I am reading you your rights because you are under suspicion of having committed these crimes. He did not make that clear. He made it sound like it was like a casual requirement with no consequences. So I have a feeling she's going to just say, yeah, I understand my rights, but she really doesn't. And she's not understanding the severity of this situation, which again, the cop's under no legal obligation to convey that to her. He's allowed to BS like this, but I don't like it. You obviously suspect this woman of a crime. I think you have every intention of arresting her, rightly so. Then do things above board. Be honest. Be correct. Say, ma'am, I am reading your rights because I suspect you of committing the following crimes. Say that. Don't play these wishy-washy games.
Anything you say may be used as evidence against you. You have the right to talk to an attorney. Have him or her with you now or anytime during questioning.
He also said with you now, so what? She's. I really want to know, officer, if she says, okay, I want my attorney with me right now, So I'm going to take out my cell phone and call my lawyer and tell him to come to the parking lot of Publix. Would the cop actually let her do that? We both know the answer. No. He's going to arrest her. He's going to take her phone, take her to jail, and say you can call your lawyer when the jail lets you. He's not letting her call a lawyer to the parking lot. So, phrasing.
Stop talking or have an attorney present. All questioning will be stopped.
Also,
at your
is that
request.
a bottle
Do you
of
understand
Orange
these rights?
Crush? Are they that?
With these rights,
They
am
don't
I
have
willing to
Orange
talk to me?
Crush in America.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I
Oh,
guess.
it's got to be like
Is that
C
what I'm
plus or
supposed to say?
something.
It's just that
It's entirely up to you.
I mean, I understand the aspects of everything, but it's like I don't think it's enough criminal to take you to jail. So it's like I hope that it's going to be.
I don't think
But
it's
important
enough.
that if I ask you about any of this, that you understand these rights.
Yeah.
I don't
You
think it's
understood
enough
what I read to
criminal
you?
that you
Yeah.
take me to jail. There's a
And with
phrase.
those rights in mind, are you willing to talk to me about it?
Yes, I am.
Okay. All
No,
right,
you should
so
not be. Especially because
I
you already got a
understand.
case going on.
When I got here, you said you just ran inside really quick. You're doing some shopping. Walk me through it. You came here. I don't know. What did you come for? What was going on? Would you mind walking me through it?
I picked her up from daycare, and I just needed to pick up some pasta and another option for dinner. My fiance wanted some pasta, so I picked up some pasta, and then I was getting something for dinner as well.
Okay.
He does construction, so he just wanted something to fill up his stomach. So I was just getting pasta really quick, and then I was getting something for dinner. So I just ran in there, and I was figuring out what I was going to get for dinner after I got the pasta, and I figured it out really quick. And then I was waiting at checkout for just a little bit for a line, like just waiting to see what would clear up, and then I went to the checkout line.
Okay. How much time do you think the whole thing took?
At most, maybe 10 minutes, and that's like really, like I wouldn't say anything more than that. And it's like I was thinking less than 10, but it's like I'm saying maybe 10, just like with waiting for a spot and stuff.
What would you guess would be a reasonable amount of time if you had to leave your kid alone in the parking lot like that? What do you think would be a right amount of time?
I try
Okay,
and
I get that he's fishing.
I want it to be like at least like not less than 10, like 5 at most, you know, like nothing, like really quick. And
Okay, what he's doing now is the phrase giving her enough rope to hang herself, because he's just letting her ramble, letting her incriminate herself, letting her say how long she left the baby alone and why. I utterly hate this as a tactic. It's the level of deceptive and, quite frankly, sleazy and like malignant I don't agree with. If you want to interrogate someone, then do it properly. Don't play these wishy-washy games. I utterly hate this. If you're going to arrest her for the thing, arrest her for the thing, interrogate her properly with her counsel present. That is what you do. But hey, there's plenty of people who are dumb enough to talk themselves into serious charges, and this lady's definitely one of them. But I hate the manipulation and the game playing. It's not necessary. And if it's true justice, if you are in the right, why do you need to play those kind of games? Still absolutely 100% against this woman, and she deserves to have the child taken away from her. But I don't like the way the cop is acting, or that it's allowed.
in and out.
You understand the vulnerability of... I understand the car's locked. But I can tell you right now, if that car was locked and I want to get inside, I'd be inside that car in less than 10 seconds.
And that's why
He's
no,
absolutely right.
Yeah. I mean, if anybody wanted to take her, of course, yeah, they would have.
Okay, so you know that, but you left her in the car anyway?
But it was locked and the air conditioner was on, so I did try and make sure it was as safe as possible.
All right. But you
And again,
understand
why couldn't you just take the
why
baby in with
someone
you?
driving by would be concerned.
100%.
Okay.
I 100%. That's why whenever she was talking to me, I mean, you saw she's going to be very aggressive, and I wasn't arguing with her because I understood what she
I'm
was
sorry, you're
talking
claiming little old lady was aggressive?
All right.
And that's why I'm a little emotional right now, because the idea of anything happening to my daughter is obviously very, like...
Yeah, that's why you're
traumatizing.
emotional, not
So,
because you suspect you're about to be
it's a
arrested.
scary thought.
Okay. So you picked her up from daycare. You came here.
Yes.
You needed another ingredient for dinner. It was pasta and something else.
Yeah.
You parked here. You immediately walked inside. You were in there got what you needed, came to the register. You think it was no more than 10 minutes?
No more than 10 minutes.
Is that what you planned
And we
on?
do know she is
I
correct.
planned on it being less, but I wasn't sure exactly like everything that I was gonna get. So as soon as I figured out what I was gonna get, I had to run to the other side of the store because I got chicken for fajitas. The stuff for that is on this side of the store, so I had to go all the way back to this side, and that's what took me the longest. So yeah,
Okay.
I just ended up having to go.
Okay,
all
so
the way
work
to the
that out
store.
before
And
you
what was
get
the
out of the
condition of
car.
the
Also,
vehicle when
take
you
your
left?
baby with
I
you.
left it on with the air conditioner on, locked, and I had her Coco Melon playing, and she.
I will point out, in some states, it's perfectly acceptable to leave your kid of a certain age in the car for a certain amount of time, provided either the windows are open or the AC is on. Same goes for pets. I absolutely disagree with it ever being allowed, even for 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 seconds. I don't care. Pets, there's a little bit of latitude there, but children, no, they need to be with you. Okay, like, recall, if you're Canadian or you've seen them, those posters of a child in a pool, and it says, if you are more than arm's reach away from your child in the pool, i.e., if I cannot stick my arm out straight and physically take hold of the child, you are too far away. That has to be the rule with children. If I cannot reach out and take hold of the kid at that distance, you are too far away from the child, whether it's yours or you're babysitting or you're dog walking. I don't care. If you're further away than that, you're too far. This woman needs to learn that, because she was not just arm's length away. She was in a store that is like 50 yards over there, and then she was all in this store for 10 minutes with absolutely zero knowledge of what was going on with her car or her baby. She could have so easily just walked out to no car, no baby. And then what are you going to do, ma'am? What are you going to do? You going to call the police and say somebody kidnapped my baby and stole my car? Oh, no, they didn't force me out at gunpoint or anything. No. I was in the store buying pasta, and I came out in the car and the child are gone. But I just didn't want to tote my baby. And these people are parents, and I'm not.
Had her sippy cup, so that's all.
All right.
And it was on, parked right here.
So the key was turned in the ignition, and you had your own backup key?
I don't have a backup key.
So how were you to unlock it?
This door doesn't lock. My front door actually.
Oh, there we go.
This one.
Oh, there we go. Because the officer's like, okay, so the car was locked and there's no extra key. So how are you going to get in? So no, the driver's side door doesn't even lock. So you left your baby in an unlocked car. Arrest her now. If there's a father in the picture, he gets the kid. If not, I hate the foster care system. It's atrocious. It's an absolutely system for abuse and very little else. But, lady, if you don't want to be a mother, there's options. You should have taken them rather than doing this.
So is it broken?
It's a little messed up. Yes.
It's a little messed
there's
up.
not an option to lock the front door.
Not this one, but the rest of them do.
All right.
Right, so there's
So
one
me
and
putting
not
this whole
4
picture
ways
together,
in your
just to be
car.
clear, she was in the car, and the car was running with the front door, the driver's seat unlocked.
Yes, sir.
So essentially, at any moment, anybody
Somebody
could have
could've,
got in the
yeah.
car and drove off
Yeah,
with a
they
brand new
could've.
car and a child.
Are you seeing the
Before we knew
problem
maybe it was
now,
in the car, I didn't
ma'am?
realize that she's in the back seat.
Yeah.
That's happened before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of those,
I'm sorry,
honestly.
I'm not trying to be emotional.
I've seen videos where, like, somebody steals a car and then realizes there's a child in the back
You
seat and they, like,
understand
jump out.
how this could have resulted.
100%.
All right. Did anything change from your conversation? Okay. All right. You said your fiance's at home.
No, he's not. He's at work right now.
Till when?
He's been since her birthday's in June. He's working late hours. He was gonna have me make the pasta, and he was gonna pick it up and go back to work. So.
All right. That's fine. We can figure that out.
You're probably wondering why I haven't called him, wondering why the post isn't
All right.
made
Well,
on his.
we gotta contact him. For now, I need you to put your things down.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're under arrest.
Car, okay?
Okay.
Including your back here. Now, I need you to put your hands behind your back. You're
Okay,
gonna be
my
coming with me.
phone's gonna die.
We'll figure that out. Tempe.
Okay, as soon as they're reading you your rights, consider yourself under arrest. I'm not okay with the fact that the cop can read somebody their rights, but then not say that they are under arrest until several minutes later. That's not cool. Yes, I'm dealing with hiccups right now, which is it. But
phone's on me. Oh, well,
it's-
my earrings, of course, but that's it.
just
Okay.
like
All right.
if you're
who
reading,
can
excuse
take
me.
care of.
My fiance will have to come from work. Like, I don't have anybody except for him.
All right. I need you to come back this way, okay? Would you mind just sitting with her?
Yeah, somebody's
Alright, I
sitting
need
with
you
the
to lean up
baby,
against the back
by
of
the
the
way,
vehicle
because
here.
I've not seen
Alright,
anyone
spread your feet,
like
please.
check on the
Take your phone
child,
out.
which is disturbing.
All right. All right, I'm gonna get the AC moving back here. So it may be hot right now, but it's not gonna be in a second, okay?
I don't know his number by heart, so
Is it in your phone?
it is, but it's on 2%. So if you want me to unlock it, you can write it down real quick.
No, let's put in my number.
Sorry. Okay.
That's it right there?
Yes.
All right, just sit tight real quick.
Okay, guy who needs
What's that?
sunglasses.
Yeah, I am still on, yeah. That's what we're gonna have to call her fiance. She's got 2%, so I'm gonna call on my phone.
I'm sorry, did this officer get pepper sprayed like 10 minutes ago?
The little one for now.
Oh, so the baby's screaming in the car, and nobody has been taking care of the child for the last 10 minutes. Like, I'm sorry, but the police are
Hey, sweetheart.
in my bad books at this point because your first concern is the child. So you should have had the door like open, making sure they're okay, and somebody watching the baby.
Hello. Hi, this is Deputy Summers of Fire County Sheriff's Office. Hi there. I believe I'm here with your fiance.
Okay, so at least they're calling someone to pick up the child.
I'm sorry, sir. Can I get your name?
Hopefully they have
Deputy Summers
some
Fire County Sheriff's Office. I'm calling
standing
reference.
in terms of
I believe
custody.
she arrested moments ago. She has a child with her.
Because if it's not
And this is
his,
the number I was given
that
to
could
contact
be an issue.
about who may be able to pick up the child.
Because they said he's the
Alright.
fiance, not the
reason we arrived was
husband,
because
and there's some
child was left
issue
unattended in the
with
vehicle.
in-laws. So is it his kid or not?
After reviewing the footage for the store, it was determined that she was going to be charged with child neglect. It is. We're here with the car, and we're here with the little one.
Yeah, and you should have been upfront about that.
I'm sorry?
Again, perfectly
No, we're at
acceptable.
Publix. It's going to be by Belterre and Palm Coast Parkway.
Perfectly acceptable to arrest her. Absolutely so. But this is ridiculous.
She's doing fine, yeah. Yeah, she was crying for a second, but she's happy. Your fiance? I just spoke
And
to
is
him.
anybody with
Yeah, that was
the
him. He's
child?
gonna be here in 5 minutes. All right.
Because I'm sorry, but if the issue is
The
the
woman
child
was
is
charged
left
with child
unattended,
neglect. Shortly after the incident, her fiance arrived to pick up the child.
good.
As part of her resolution, she was sentenced to 18 months of pretrial intervention and was required to comply with a Department of Children and Families case plan, as well as adhere to a court-mandated parenting plan.
Oh, well, okay, we don't need to see that. Okay. That is not an outcome that I'm a fan of. It sounds ridiculous, quite frankly. Also, AI cannot pronounce the word pretrial. So she got some kind of pretrial diversion for 18 months, which is effectively a kind of probation, it sounds like. I think that's a ridiculous outcome. As for her having to comply with some family services plan, that's a whole other nightmare in and of itself. What I think about those services is fodder for another video. But I have no problem with her being arrested, only that the outcome is quite frankly ridiculous. And the fact that the police just left the baby in the car, because I'm sorry. Again, decent defense attorney. Here's me as imaginary defense attorney. I'm standing up and going, well, Your Honor, my client is being charged with leaving the child unattended in the car for 9 minutes. However, the police were on scene and left the child unattended in the car for at least the same length of time. Not saying you'd win this argument, but it's a point worth making. Officer, if you're the only one on the scene, that kid should be either like in your arms or somebody needs to sit with them. You do not leave them unattended in the car, because if you do, what you're saying is that the child is safe and perfectly fine while you, police officer, leave them unattended in a car while you deal with the mother, because that is what you did. So you did the exact same thing she did. So why is it wrong when she does it, but not wrong when you do it? And that's my point. That's where bad policing can get a case thrown out by doing something stupid, also reckless. Also, it's a baby, dude. Somebody needs to have eyes on the child and be watching them. How do you turn around and do the same thing you're accusing the mother of? Not that she isn't wrong. She is, but the cop is equally wrong. I don't like the way that this was handled for multiple reasons. He's getting a C minus. The mom gets a D for sure, but the cop's getting a C minus. And this whole situation is just sad. Don't leave your kid in the car. It's not a babysitter. But like I said, bad parenting gets my ire up. So, expect to see more in future if we have similar videos, because it's not going to change. But until then, I've been Insane Lane, as well as a Canadian girl. If you are new here, please like, comment, and subscribe, and always leave all of your thoughts in the comments. Do you think I'm right, wrong, insane, anything in between? What do you think of this mother? What do you think of the cop? Anything and everything. But until then, I will see you on the next one. Bye.